One of the ongoing things we've been trying to accomplish in Hunter Call the Wild is to get a diamond with every weapon in the game, and prior to the release of the Handguns pack, we had that achievement done. Naturally, with 3 new weapons, there are a couple of diamonds that we need to get, and we were able to, I think in our first hunt, get a diamond whitetail with the Glock, and on a live stream, get a diamond axis deer with the 45, but I realized, as much as we've used the 243, we have not taken a diamond with that, so as of late, multiplayer has been quite kind to us, and I figured if it ain't broke, why fix it? Come back out to multiplayer and see if we can maybe accomplish that today. So, Cuatro Colinas, outside of rabbits, every species on this map we can ethically take with the 243 handgun, and hopefully, that will be the recipe for getting our first diamond with that, and I think a max weight estimate level 2 roe deer is a pretty good place to start. And we didn't even check the range of this, just went for the shot. It was 210 meters. 72 score is not too bad, almost 31 kg. I would actually say even a low score for the weight, but solid enough start. And I think it is just kind of the end of red deer drink time, so we'll try to make the most of that before that swap. Well, this was not exactly the plan, but it could be interesting. The thing is, I don't see any others. That should take him down probably after 30 seconds or so, maybe not even. But it is kind of looking like that was just a solo wolf coming to attack, so I guess that's probably for the best considering we have a single shot handgun, but would have been kind of fun to see if we could somehow survive a full pack. Silver as even a level 6, 35.82, whereas gold is 36. Double lung though. Not too bad, there is actually another. I don't know if they were running into trees or what was going on over here. That one is a level 3 female. Probably not best to have the Argus scope for like 10 meter shots, but it'll work. We can also go open sights. I don't think I've fired this thing open sights actually. It almost sounds like there might be a third. Fortunately, and this is actually the problem that can make it difficult to get shots initially, but we shot it before I started doing this. She's just doing that thing where they run in circles, so there's not much danger there. It's going down. I still hear another wolf. I've never seen, like, such a gap between charging wolves. I still think there may even be one more. Every time I think it's going to be the last one, I hear another one down in that direction. I just don't understand what's happening. Why are they so slow to get up here? I don't see any more tracks. I thought one other fled. I mean, this track's not from the same wolf, so maybe that is what happened. 33 score, all silvers from that pack, but I don't know. I kind of wish they would have just all gotten there at the same time. I feel like a pack of 3 or a pack where we had to shoot 3 before they would flee. We probably could have managed with that 243. Now that could be interesting. I feel like this is your typical level 4 Pathetes ibex. This is way bigger. Diamond is like 192 or something, and that's a 185 minimum. Maybe we can take advantage of the 243's long range capabilities here. We're gonna try to go to like probably 300 even and go broadside. In the meantime, finally a red deer, but I think probably we're gonna end up not shooting it. It actually kind of ends up not being any farther going out around, and I don't think there's any reason to make it a more difficult shot, so 250 it'll be. Not going to try to do that with no scope, but what we are going to do is be careful about not putting that shot too high. It was kind of right below the spine where we aimed, and it looks like he's starting to go down, so hopefully a lung. I actually probably should have aimed even lower, but fingers crossed that's not a vertebrae hit. The ibex are reasonably resilient, so I feel fairly confident anyway. So maybe our first ever diamond with the 243. Like I said, it doesn't have a long way to go above the minimum estimate, but haven't shot a diamond level 4 Pathetes in a while. This guy is the 198.85. I actually thought initially when we spotted him that he would be a level 5. The fact that he was a 4 kind of made me think maybe he would make it, but that still is a thing despite the fact that we haven't had it in probably over a year. Left lung right about where we aimed, I would say, next to no drop. 50 meters beyond the 0 range. But there we go, 22 minutes in. Got our diamond with the 243. Now, I will say, I prefer when doing something like this to not have a below max level diamond. It kind of depends on the species. some species, a max level diamond is common enough, and I would say in the case of the Batiti's ibex, that is exactly what you tend to see. Lots of level 5 diamond ibex, so a level 4 diamond ibex isn't that special, but we'll see what happens. Maybe we can get another one in this video, but absolute worst case, we do have our 243 diamond now, and officially once again, a diamond with every weapon in the game. And just to kind of clarify that whole concept, when I'm trying to get a diamond with every weapon, I don't necessarily mean both versions of the 243, all 3 versions of, say, the Mosin, just with any particular gun. One of the versions of that weapon is what I'm going for, and now we have that. So we actually had to switch to another server. There's a thing that can happen in multiplayer where, basically, if you look on the map, none of the other players will be moving, and you actually can't find any animals. The only animals that will still be on the map are ones that were in render view when whatever that glitch that causes all that actually occurs. So we're on one of about the same time, and we've got a max weight estimate Southeastern Spanish ibex out here, so we are going to attempt at least to alert it. It's kind of a tough spot with that hill. Whatever happened, because he's not alert, he is at least kind of moving. We spooked some of them. I don't know if it's related to that, but gonna have to try to find a way to get a broadside shot. Maybe from here we can actually get him to go alert. That was close. Didn't alert him. That darn near hit him. All the way to alarmed. And I at least think that shot should have a chance. It was as if we didn't hit him, though. He's going down, so I guess we did, but I never saw him react. That was a bit odd, but anyway, I meant to show this at the beginning and completely forgot. Of course, we already have our 243 diamond, but the only weapons we're carrying today are the 243, naturally, and the 22 specifically for the situation that we just had where we want to use it to alert something to shoot with the 243. Now, the other thing is, we could maybe use the 22 for a potential rare or diamond rabbit, which actually we were on a max weight rabbit track on the last server. That's what made me realize the whole thing was broken, because couldn't find it and looked on the map and nobody was moving, but worked out good to get that guy alerted. And indeed we do have vital blood, so despite the seeming lack of reaction, we definitely got him. And as we run over here to track him, I should probably clarify, if you open the map and no one is moving, that doesn't necessarily mean that the server's broken. And I'm even talking about, like, zooming in on individual players, seeing if they're turning, just anything to see if they're moving. But you could have a couple people that are AFK, just not at the keyboard or controller at the time. But if you're getting a bunch of tracks in straight lines and going for an unexpectedly long period of time without seeing a single thing, that's at least an indication that you might be kind of disconnected from the server, but you haven't gotten the message that actually kicks you out of that server. But anyway, hopefully that kind of at least clarifies what I'm talking about. This guy maybe has a chance, bit of a decent spread for the horns. 89.4, so diamond is 89 point something. 89.68 in fact. Just missed it, but it would have been another species that you actually get a lot of level 4 diamonds of, so no complaints, but would have been pretty cool to have 2 different diamond ibex today. Now that is, even from a distance, an odd-looking Ronda ibex. At this point, I guess we're just chasing ibex for a while, but I think diamond's 110. This isn't one of those scenarios where we may have a level 4 diamond, but it is maybe a chance to take a 400-meter shot. Now, he is continuing to get farther away, which, double trying to get the lead right with the height, that would have been tough, but we hit him. Again, the reactions from the ibex are just a little different than what you get from a lot of species. At that distance, I would expect some time before he starts to drop, but it's not looking like we got a vital. I honestly have no idea if the 243 would take down an ibex with a flesh hit, but I suppose there's a chance. As he just got out of render there, we can see what happened. Not looking super promising, and that does kind of tend to be the case when we go for 400-meter shots. It's tough to get that height just right, especially when you consider an animal the size of an ibex. There's not a ton of room for air there, but I'm hoping at least we can kind of get a broadside shot as he's trotting up through there. Not making it easy the direction they're all going, but that's him. He's probably going to cut across like the rest did. would be nice at least, but I guess, oh, there we go. Maybe a lung, maybe not. Hard to say. Looks like we got it. It's kind of, were we too high or too low? In this case, it was too low. We hit him actually in the far side leg. Left and right we were good, but had to be a good bit higher than that. He was still a 105. Oh, diamond's 107. It's not quite what I thought, but that spread, because you get the kind of wonky horns, that does contribute to the score a little bit. We actually had liver in that kind of saving the gold shot, but anyway, good to know. I know with red deer, because they are much bigger, it's aiming kind of like we did with the ibex, maybe an inch or two above the spine, or at least an inch or two above the top of the back. I guess an ibex, smaller lungs, smaller body, we're probably going to go a good bit above that. Well, perhaps this is appropriate. Maybe a 400 meter shot redemption. You know, I never looked at the ibex to make sure that we actually shot beyond 400, because it seemed like it stayed in render a long time, but with this red deer, I do think we're going to keep it there. We saw those other ones kind of disappear, so we know right in here is the right distance. So let's see, if we aim just a little bit above the spine, no doubt a hit, and this time, compared to the ibex, it will take a while, and probably, as expected, out of render before we have any idea. So, I don't know, maybe that's going to be a long shot, maybe it won't be. As we're going along, we maybe could try to get one of these other ones at a more kind of typical range for this kind of gun, but we'll see what else is around here before we shoot this one. He is the only one I see, but more importantly what I see is some hunting pressure over there, so seems the shot earlier was enough to kind of teach us where to aim for that. So I think what we'll do is try to get this guy. That's one of those angles where a hard shot with a more powerful weapon may be doable, but I don't think the 243 is punching through enough of the flesh and through the lung to even get the heart. It should be a lung. He is slowly starting to go down, so we'll grab him and then probably embark on a fairly long track to get the mythical red deer. The other option is, as there's a kind of interesting looking 7, I mean at this point, we're shooting red deer, why not? There is a chance though with the mythical, because he wasn't hit that well, or I should probably say because he was hit well but took a long time to go down, he maybe could have started coming back to his zone. So we'll see how the track goes, but that is going to be our third, I think. Looks like he's going down too. So then 3 stags to claim here as we get ready to wrap up. This one at 141 meters, we were too far forward to get the heart anyway. It would have been really close. It might just be possible that angle if we would have placed our shot correctly. I'm not even sure which this one is. That's our mythical. Well, that didn't work out half bad. I'm not quite sure what he's doing here. We shot him right down in here, obviously. Didn't really go that far, but that was 405 meters, darn near dead center of the lung, left and right, and up and down. Couldn't ask for that to go much better. And we have done this one other time, I think also on Cuatro. It was probably the day the handguns came out, or the first stream we did after the handguns came out. About the same distance, actually I do think it was Parque Fernando, and a little practice there, plus getting to kind of relearn where to go with the ibex shot earlier. It's cool that we can do that. I think, you know, should a level 9 red deer show up, an animal in that size range where there's a bit more margin for error, I think that could be a fun way to try to get a 400 meter 243 handgun diamond. And then finally, our level 7, which we can kind of see, was doing what I said the level 8 might do. It ran off somewhere in this direction and was already headed back to his zone by the time it ended up going down. Now, it was very low bleed rate, which I didn't pay attention if the other two were. It was a right lung, so I was worried because we were kind of high in the lung there. Did not end up hitting the vertebrae there either, and to be honest, once again, probably just barely could have, but it's not like it would have been a guarantee. A little bit tougher angle, it might be flesh without even getting in to hit the vertebrae. But anyway, we were able to get a diamond with the 243 today, so once again, getting to the point where, at least for now, until the next weapon comes out, we have that accomplished. And nice to kind of hunt on a map that we haven't been on as much since the Red Deer Great One grind. And things are different, obviously, with all the different zone times. We really only focused on Red Deer in the past, so learning a bit more about Cuatro for the next time we come out here, which I'm sure there's going to be a good reason, even if it is trying to get that 400 meter Red Deer diamond with the 243. But anyway, I don't think we're going to go back to the lodge. It is just a level 4 diamond ibex, so Nothing too special there, so I think as we run around this lake on Cuatro, that is officially going to do it for this video. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.